Hey guys, welcome back to another video of me giving you guys a quick update on what's been going on for over the past couple weeks. So the last video I did was basically just a little update on what's been going on. I have been moving into my new house. I'm still in the process of moving. As you can see, some boxes around, but before I go into the update for this video, I want to wish everybody, thoughts and prayers out to everybody who was impacted by Hurricane Florence. I want to make sure that you guys continue to stay safe, and I know you guys are still dealing with a lot of flooding in the Carolinas, and I hope and pray that you guys continue to be safe, and any damage that was done was able to be fixed relatively quickly. You guys get back on your feet. That being said, today's video is just a quick update on a couple topics. Number one, we're going to talk about peak season for Expedite. Expedite's a little bit different than the normal commodity freight transporters like Amazon, UPS, stuff like that. Expedite, a lot more pharmaceuticals can be pulled during the next 3 months because it is going to start to get colder, hopefully. And it is going to start to pick up with freight. Just like all the other companies, there is a peak season. Now, the window for peak season may not be as long because the type of freight is different. It's not going to be Christmas gifts you're hauling. Some of them may be, but the majority of them, won't be. So, that being said, that's basically just a rough outline on how peak season works. Last year, me and my wife stayed out for peak season the entire time. Didn't really see much of a difference than the other seasons. Some trucks did better, and it's all about being in the right areas at the right time. So, you know, places like Louisville, Kentucky is a good area to be in any time of year. Places, Chicago, Illinois, that's another good place to be in. All the major cities, New York City, New Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, mostly the East Coast all the way over to Indianapolis is about all that stuff in that area is a good broad area to generally stay in. Now, that being said, so that's all I'm going to cover on peak season for now. The next thing I wanted to talk about, some of you guys have commented that you're just graduating out of truck driving schools and stuff like that, thinking about going to Expedite. I just wanted to touch base on this real briefly. I'll try not to go into it too much, but basically, if you don't know already, truck driving schools, any place that says they'll get you pre-hired with certain companies, you know, hired before you start, all that kind of stuff, keep this in mind. I didn't know this before I went. I was completely new to trucking, but I know this now. So, truck driving schools, certain schools preach certain companies. Warner is a part of one of the major truck driving schools. Covenant Transport is a part of another major truck driving school that are around me in general. Swift is a part of another one. Stevens Transport, PAM, a lot of the big name carriers out there, or maybe not so big name carriers out there, most of the time have contracts with these truck driving schools. And a lot of the times those contracts consist of basically you get the student in, you get them signed up, you get them pre-hired, which basically means they meet all the qualifications for anybody that is hiring those particular drivers fresh out of school with no experience. They pass the background check, they pass the drug test, they pass whatever they need to pass before they go into it. Now, the other thing that they have is when, say you sign up to go to just a company, right? You get pre-hired, you're getting ready to start school, you got your date set. When you start school and graduate school, you're going to basically go to that company's orientation. The second you show up at orientation, sign in, and it's verified that you have showed up, the school gets paid. Now, whether it's your full loan or part of your loan, the school gets paid. That's how that works. Now, some trucks have different contracts. Some trucking schools have different contracts with these companies. Whether it's, half your loan is paid up front for you, and then the school, the company makes it seem like the company is paying it back, but it's not. You're actually paying it back out of your check. So keep that in mind. With Expediter, you do not have to go to a trucking school. You are driving a Class B truck. If you can drive a U-Haul truck, you can drive one of our trucks. It's not very difficult. Heck, if you can drive a big SUV, you can drive one of our trucks. Like I said, it's not very difficult at all. Now, that being said, if you want the Class A license, by all means, go to a truck driving school. It is hot. Go to a truck driving school. Learn the maneuvers. Learn how to back. Do all that stuff. I can't wait to go in there. Do whatever suits your needs. If you need the extra training, go to a truck driving school. If you want the Class A license, combination vehicle license, go to a truck driving school. If you're not after the Class A and you just want to get your foot in the door, use something I know personally works. It should still be an app. I believe some people have used it relatively recently. My wife used it to get her Class B license. 2 weeks. That's all it took her. 2 weeks. And 2 weeks is only because she reinstated her permit and then had to wait the 2 weeks to go take her test, to the driving test. Now, this app has practice tests on them, so you can go ahead and pass your permit. You can pass, if you want to take your hazmat, you can pass your hazmat test. You want to take your general knowledge course, you can pass that. All the tests that are on the CDL test for whatever truck you want to drive, whatever kind of truck you want to drive, is on there. Combination vehicle, air brakes, all that stuff is on there. The only thing you'll have to learn on your own is your pre-trip test. Now, there's plenty of other guidelines to go on your pre-trip that you can use online. A lot of them say the same thing. Now, what you can do is what my wife did, is find a third-party tester who is willing to test you and also offer you a 1-hour pre-trip course a day before the test. He basically outlines everything in the pre-trip test that you would basically have to take, and you have to basically just redo what he taught you the following day when you take your test. Now, third-party testers work a little differently. A lot of them are teachers from a truck driving school, but they're willing to test people because they're certified to test them. And on top of that, it's so much easier than going through a class to do it that way. Now expediting may not be what you want to do. You want to do, like I said, the combination trucking, Class A trucking. By all means, go to a truck driving school, learn what you need to know there. But keep in mind, they're only going to teach you, most schools, I can't speak for all of them, but most schools are only going to teach you what you need to know to pass and get your CDL. They're not going to teach you real world scenarios. They're not going to teach you how to drive in inclement weather. They're not going to teach you different scenarios on how to handle everything and how to go downgrades and upgrades and stuff like that. That's all stuff that hopefully whatever trucking company you're going to will teach you in training. Now, everyone, I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off. This is kind of a long one. So I appreciate everybody who watches my channel. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to me. I'll try, while we're out over the next 3 months, to keep the videos coming, give you guys updates maybe every couple weeks or every week. And I'll also try and upload some pretty cool stuff along the way if something catches our eye. Maybe the first snowfall or something of the season. You guys stay safe. Everybody in the Carolinas, wish you the best. Everybody, have a great afternoon. See ya.